ground. Breaking free, leave it all behind. It's so harmful to me. Poison. Poison. Constant reminder to fight back or to take it all in. The question will always hang on to me. Can never with it alone. It's just that I feel lonely, looking for something to realize. Afraid of what's beyond me. I look into the mirror, cannot recognize the monster I'm seeing before my eyes. Breaking free, leave it all behind. It's so harmful to me. Poison. Poison. No.
and romance pop songs about love we can't resist. Girl, you know you make my heart throb. Here goes something just like this. Don't fall in love with me, baby. I saw you starring in my dreams lately. Don't tempt me with this bad behavior. Save me, oh pretty savior. A faded love story. Don't fall in love with me. Don't fall in love. My love for you's growing stronger. Cannot dismiss you anymore. My heart really wants to love ya. Oh damn, I think I'm gonna fall. I'm falling for you, darling. You come me closer now. Your eyes are truly something. True love I know I found. Finally think I'm right to think my thoughts out loud. Don't fall in love with me, baby. I saw you starring in my dreams lately. Don't tempt me with this bad behavior. Save me, oh pretty savior. A faded love story. Don't fall in love with me. Don't fall in love. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh. I feel it so real. I feel it so true. I know you want me. You know I want you. I'm falling for you, darling. You coming closer now. Your eyes are truly something. I think I'm going down. Finally think I'm right to think my thoughts out loud. Don't fall in love with me, baby. I saw you starring in my dreams lately. Don't tempt me with this bad behavior. Save me, oh pretty savior. A faded love story. Don't fall in love with me. Don't fall in love, girl. I want you now. Yeah, won't you give me that? Don't fall in love with me. 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 Baby, baby.
All right, everybody, how are we doing tonight? LRS Premade taking place here, and we got a very special matchup coming forward today. The Rising Tide Tsunami, also known as the Winter Split Champions, are coming here 2-0, looking to take down DAO, who have not had the greatest start this split, but looking pretty good here from both sides, and I'm super excited to see what tonight's game is going to be like. I'm expecting some big moves, some big champs being picked up, but what do you think, Karthik?
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting matchup. As you said, one team is 2-0, so they're looking to continue in their winning streak, and the other one's 0-2, and that's not a bad thing because they're hungry to get a win, so they're going to fight for it too.
It's week 2. Sorry, week 3. We're only a couple of weeks into this split, so things are looking a little nicer. People should be starting to get more synergy. It's only been 3 weeks now, so this is week number 3. It's looking pretty great, and I will grab that link for DAO so that they can get ready up and we can get right into this draft, but things are looking great. And what do you think here, though? Raikage God, Paragon, Aeolios, and Alcalora all returning members from RTT from last split. They were the championship holders, but they did end up swapping out Dardog Fanboy for HLA Tenfold in the jungle, and we'll see if this substitute does make things happen. I know it's going to be very interesting. Dardog Fanboy was a big reason why they were able to win last split, but we'll see if this new talent will help them out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the reason for the sub was, but looking at his OPGG2, looks like a very strong player. It's going to be hyped to see how they perform, and they are 2-0 so far, if I'm not mistaken, so it does seem to be working out so far.
Definitely, and, we're just waiting for teams to ready up here, but DAO may be 0-2, right? But very early in the split, everyone looks pretty great so far. Everyone's just trying to show off what they have, especially in this early beginning of the split. We're only a couple weeks in, and, we do see a couple of substitutes coming in from them as well, bringing in 2 players from their substitute roster, bringing in What Are You Doing, as well as Coltonson, and we'll see where these players do end up going, but we'll see if these are the changes that DAO need to make things happen this split.
They're just trying to shake some things up, try and go for a different play style maybe. I'm going to see what they've been practicing, see what they'll bring out in this game too.
And, we saw some big picks from Raikage as well last split, and, things are looking great. Paragon was actually the coach for RTT last split, but he was pulled in and was playing that ADC role, popping off. He did win a couple of MVPs, and we're just waiting on DAO to get things set up so we can get started with game number 1. And don't forget, predictions will be open as this game does start up here, so don't forget to use your Legends tokens, maybe grab some crowns too while you're at it if you get that 20,000 point mark.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be an exciting one. Just like the state of the meta right now too, just makes every game pretty exciting. It's not going to be just mage mid lane. It's not going to be just camp tank junglers. It's going to be a lot of new stuff coming out.
Definitely.
Excited to see new things like maybe Nocturne in solo lanes, Lee Sin in solo lanes, things like that.
And, a lot of those junglers rising in prominence and even making their way to solo lanes like you said, the Lee Sin or Lane Sin, as a lot of players have been pulling him over to, as well as that solo lane Nocturne, but still faring very well into those meta junglers like that Rumble, like that Morgana, not able to farm nearly as well, but has some great ganks.
Yeah, for sure. There's actually a ton of different picks that can come into that, and because of these new changes, a lot of other junglers can come into the meta and can punish these meta picks too. I personally have been a fan of the Xin Zhao going aggressive into these people that are kind of weak in their early levels, things like the Rumble,
the Morgana.
And yeah, exactly. Gonna be interesting to see if any of those kind of anti-meta picks come out to counter what people are gonna be potentially first picking as soon as they can.
Well, from what we've seen from a lot of leagues, even here, Rumble and Morgana have taken gigantic priority. I saw it a bunch in LRS as well as LAS too. A lot of those junglers coming into prominence. But what do you think of the state of jungle because of these changes here, bringing in these strong AP junglers that does give a lot of leeway for mid and top laners?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. Just playing Udyr the entire last split, not fun. But yeah, you can bring in some carry junglers, you can bring in some late game scaling, you can go for team fighting. It really opens up a lot for comps too, because you're not always going to have to just play around a tanky engaged jungler who has early prio. You can play around a scaling pick, you can play around just the same thing as last time, lots of different things. which really allows diversity in a team comp. And the people who are going to be more flexible and more responsive against their enemies are going to be the guys who can come out on top, I think.
And, the state of jungle, very interesting. Like you said, the patch notes recently have allowed a lot of junglers to come into prominence, but don't forget some ADCs are becoming a little more meta, like the Xayah. She was starting to be picked up towards the latter half of MSI. She wasn't picked all that much. It was just a couple of strong picks earlier, like the Tristana, the Jinx, permanently picked up. But what do you think about the new Varus, the lethality pick that people are going for?
Yeah, I faced it recently. It's super strong. Just AAC in general has a lot of different picks that can come out. Lethality builds, having things like Dark Harvest allow things like Varus and Sivir to come into the meta, even Jhin. And then on the other hand, you still got the carry ADCs who can be buffed up by enchanters, maybe things like the Jinx, the Twitch, and other hyper carries like Xayah too.
Now, recently, I do believe solo queue has been taken over by a little bit of an assassin meta. Junglers, mid laners, top laners, everyone's playing assassins. But in competitive, it is quite a different story here. A lot of control mages being picked up. We've seen a couple of Zirs, Orianas, Rises, just all of those control mages, very, very standard. But do you think this will be the week where things change up, where we'll shake up some meta picks?
Yeah, I think like in our level of play, definitely can see different picks come out and just take hold of laning phases. In pro play, where people are just so emphasizing on macro, it just ends up being wave clear mages who can scale really well and do well in team fights. But in our leagues, I know people aren't afraid to play these assassins, take advantage of their early game prio, and try and either get solo kills in their lane or try and look at other lanes by using their level lead to get advantages too.
The solo leveling is very, very strong, and roaming is incredibly important. And the support meta is also very focused around roaming as well. I know some enchanters are still strong, like that Lulu, Karma. A lot of those are still being picked up even in pro play. But main prominence here comes from champions like the Leona, like the Nautilus, like the Alistar. All those that love to affect other lanes, make things happen, help out their jungler, because the jungler is still incredibly important. Sure, there were a couple of changes, but that doesn't make jungle any less important.
Yeah, the fact that the Scuttle Crab is a thing makes these like roaming supports just be so much more impactful. They roam for the scuttle fights, they roam for wards in the jungle, and they roam for things like Herald in the top lane at 8 minutes. Things like that. It's going to be a lot more powerful on things like Nautilus and Leona as opposed to something like a Karma. So that's really why you see the prominence in these other ones. And Riot's trying to get the enchanters on there, give Lulu all the buffs she wants. But yeah, it's an interesting meta where both can kind of coexist.
Yep, and I think that's a good state to have, where everything is somewhat viable. Sure, there are some champs that just aren't the most playable at the moment. However, just having the option to, find that niche counterpick and still be a viable champion is very great. And don't forget, RTT did actually select red side for game number 1 here, so they're looking for that counterpick. They're looking for that power pick in that R5.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision because you see mainly people are going towards blue side. And actually, I think we got a notification that we are ready to go for the game. So let's head right into draft.
Let's get that going here. I do not know if this is in LCS order because DAO just haven't been able to fix that just yet. But that will be changed very, very quickly. As we do get into draft, I will change up those names when things get rolling.
So, kind of speaking about that blue side, red side decision, a lot of the wins that we've seen have come from the blue side, and I think that really comes down to the fact that there's so many prio picks in the jungle, things like Morgana, Rumble, Udyr, that you can kind of have to ban away on the red side, but you can kind of focus more on target picks and picks the other team is good at on the blue side. So really brings up a lot of advantages in the banning, but of course, red side has all the counter picks that can be played into it and just keep playing towards getting that all-important matchup in the top lane or the mid lane, which allows them to just get the advantage. And we all know how unplayable top can be when you're in a counter matchup, so
definitely
that's where they gotta get their advantage from here.
And I am just going to be fixing up these names real quick. I don't know if draft is going on. Is my link lagging or something, but
not going on.
Not going on yet. Okay, so
it's waiting for the name fix.
Perfect. But name fix is coming in real quick right here, right now. They are in LCS order from what I've been told, and this is their final order. Oh, one more name. But yes, this will be their final order for at least game number 1. We'll see if they do change up things there as well. But
Yeah, we head right off into draft here.
there we
Morgana
go. Yep.
going from the blue side and Garen from the red side. Kind of switched around on like who needs to ban what, but maybe the team is just not looking to play that. And a Mundo ban really targeting Rising Tide's new jungler here. Mundo's something that he does play a lot, so good thing to take away.
Jin being
And on
taken
the other
away.
side, Jin, yeah, and just going super fast here with Jin, Camille, all these things the players are so good at. Everything's on their OPGG, so they've been doing their scouting and they're making sure they don't have to play against the enemy's mains.
And we'll see what RTT do opt to ban here. Are they going to ban that priority pick in the Rumble? Because what are you doing? We'll see what he has in store for us, but we'll see if they are going to take it away. They are. So it is going to be that first pickup Volibear from DAO. That is a flex pick, can be played in both mid and, or not mid, sorry, top and jungle.
Yeah, solid front line, solid point and click CC. Just an overall consistent pick in the jungle. But we'll see what our in the top lane is say, but we'll see what Rising Tide want to bring into it. The Udyr has been a pretty favored matchup into that just because he has that increased movement speed and that tankiness while also having that point and click like the volley does. So we'll see if they bring it out or try and go for a different, maybe like scaling style, something like the Diana or even some cheese mix like Shaco. But it's going to be the Lulu here.
So it could potentially be going towards Alcalora in that supportive role, but don't forget, the Lulu Flex is still a thing. It's very oppressive, especially into those melee top laners like that Volibear, so it could be used in retaliation for Coltinson's pick.
Yeah, I really want to see something like the Jinx come out here if they want to just go for like a hyper carry style or even the Twitch. Things like those, it's really hard to play against just because of how strong the Lulu is at keeping the carry alive. But it's going to be the Sejuani coming.
So tenfold grabbing up that Sejuani, and I'm pretty sure Dardock Fanboy is a very big fan of that, although it is tenfold on the Rift tonight, but they're going to pick up that set. So that does lead me to believe that the Volibear is heading towards that jungle role, because we don't really see set there in that jungle, but the Tristana picked up could be both mid or AD carry, potentially top, but I don't really think that's going to happen. But we'll see if what
the set
RTT pick
itself
up.
can actually slot into the support too.
True.
It is possible. So a bunch of flex picks, which DAO can basically put anywhere. And the Vayne, I really like this coming from RTT. You got Volibear, you got Set, they're just tanky boys running at you. You can kite them around so well with the Lulu shielding you and the Sejuani CC keeping you alive. Really good pickup.
So we do see a Vel'Koz banned away, very much a target ban. Maybe the ban of the mid laner's namesake, you know, from the Void, that little Void tentacle monster being taken away here. But we'll see what the next retaliation ban is from DAO. The Obsidian squad might take something away here.
Yeah, Vel'Koz can make it pretty hard for Vayne to live, just with such a big range advantage that he has. So good to see that being banned away. They really want to try and make Vayne's life as easy as they can here, and the Viego can get.
So we did see some banter earlier in chat from some of the players talking about, hey, we're not going to pick Viego, I swear, guys. So they do take that away just in case, because that champion does have a lot of issues, is very strong, but, you know, does definitely pose a big threat on the Rift, especially if he gets a takedown on that Volibear, Tristana, or even the Set. You know, loves to become a big tanky boy and do as much damage as he wants.
Yeah, and another mid lane ban coming here, another long range damage dealer being taken out with the Corki.
Oh,
and,
Teemo?
do we know if that's a Teemo or a Gwen?
I'm not too sure.
I want to say it's the Gwen.
I want to say it's Gwen.
Yeah, just because the enemy top laner has been playing it. If it is a Teemo ban, then so be it. I believe it is Gwen.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good matchup into the Volibear if they are looking to take it top, or the Set if they're looking to take it top. Just does really good into those tanky boys again. But it's the Sylas coming here. Solid pickup in the mid lane, looking to make some moves.
Okay, so it is going to be Gwen here. It has been confirmed on Twitch chat. Thank you very much. So that Gwen is that Teemo. Last night we did actually use the Yuumi as a substitute, but Teemo works just as well. But the Sylas is going to be picked up here from RTT in retaliation.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing the blind pick Sylas coming here, but they have confidence in the pick. Let's see if they'll be able to execute it.
There are some decent ultimates for him to take away. The Buzzer Shot does have some decent scaling, but, you know, you want to take that suppression, that free ultimate from the Set, as well as some big tankiness from the Volibear.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Looks like they want to give their top laner the counter pick here, and it's going to be the Malphite. That's interesting, because it's a very good ult for Sylas to steal too, but it does do pretty well into Sylas in the laning phase, in that he can just mindlessly shove in it's very hard for Silas to match that wave clear, for anyone to match that wave clear from Malzahar.
It's also very great into that Vayne. Oh, you're Vayne? You can kite away? No, I'm Malzahar. Have fun. You know, the QSS tax is very, very important here, especially for the carries of RTT, but it is going to be that Urgot locked in. So,
yeah, so I think it is the set support we talked about earlier. It is a really solid all-in. You have the Hex Flash, you run at them with your Q, and a huge all-in with the Tristana. So that Vayne Lulu will have to be a bit worried in the early game. But
cannot
if
walk
they
in flash
can
range.
play around it, then that Vayne can scale up to be super good into all these tanks that she can just melt in the front line.
There are 3 big beefy boys to deal with, and the Vayne is going to love that. And the Silas, oh, hi Tristana, you're going to disappear. But we'll see what the final pick here is from RTT. They are going to grab up that Shen. A pretty decent matchup into that Urgot is able to block a lot of that with the Shroud that allows him to block all auto attacks.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting because they're kind of just putting all their eggs in the Vayne basket here. Silas, of course, is that secondary threat, but I'm pretty sure Lulu's going to be on the Vayne. Shen Shield will probably be going to Vayne, and they're looking at Paragon to just carry this game for them.
And, well, Paragon was one of their big carries last split, so we'll see if he's able to do it again. And so far, they're doing very well for themselves, 2-0 as of now, and we are going to go right into the client, see where everything is going, but I do think we have a good idea.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick because we saw the Silas come in really early, and yet I think they did give him 2 pretty good ultimates. That Urgot ult is, don't underestimate it.
Oh,
you can
no, definitely.
slow someone down. If they can kill someone in that front line and get a huge fear across the other people, that can be devastating.
That Urgot fear is definitely not something to be... to shrug off. It's a great CC. It pushes everyone away from him, however, but it does slow them all down. And it's very great, especially in executing those tanks. That 25% threshold is not as high, or not as low as people think it is. So a lot of people do get baited in because they are tanky. They think, oh, I can deal with that. I'm a Shen, I'm a Sejuani. But it is a lot of their health, big chunk, but it's not as effective against those squishies.
Exactly. And yeah, on the other hand, it is a lot of CC on the side of DAO, so they're going to be trying to look to lock down that Vayne, because if that Vayne dies, they should be able to win the team fight with the contest, unless the Silas is really fed.
Exactly. I think that is definitely a good assessment here. A lot, like you said, all the baskets, or all the eggs in that Vayne basket, but, you know, it's on the rest of their team to protect them. They have the Lulu peel, they have the Shen peel, and they also have Sejuani who's able to throw some skill shots away, mostly used as an engaged champion, however.
Yeah, and also looking at the early game, Sejuani with 2 melee solo laners, also pretty good. It's easy for Silas to actually proc that Malzahar spell shield with his Q from really far away, so really easy to get those ganks. So we'll see if Malzahar is able to dodge it. And Volibear, you can say the exact same thing about him. Malzahar has a silence, Volibear has point and click CC. And yeah, we're going to be seeing, I think, a good matchup between this top jungle and mid, and seeing who can come out on top in these skirmishes, which will probably be happening near Scuttle.
And both these junglers are very great at taking the Scuttle Crab, because they both have very easy to land CC, but who is going to win these skirmishes? Urgot definitely going to be a lot more impactful than the Shen, but the Silas, I believe, would be a little more impactful, especially in those 3v3s, 2v2s.
Yeah, and Shen, everyone gets surprised by the amount of damage he does, because if you think of Shen, you think of the shielding, but he is a bruiser. He can do a decent amount of damage by himself, especially if he does land that taunt sword combo. So something to look out for if he's gonna be able to perform on that pick.
Yep, and with that, we are going to open up predictions here, just in case you guys do want to use some of your coins that you guys have built up for yourselves, but comp-wise, who do you think has a bigger edge right now? I do think DAO have a simpler comp to execute on, but RTT, if they get rolling, it's going to be hard to fight back.
Yeah, I really do think it's a close one. I think both comps have good identities, but I think the front line is going to be pretty easy to handle for the Vayne, and Vayne's not the only threat. Silas can do a lot of damage by himself too, so that really just gives me the edge to put it towards RTT, but it can honestly go either way here. It's a really tough decision.
Never doubted RTT from what we've seen last split, so comp-wise, I would have to give the edge over to DAO, but seeing how they've been playing so far and how they played last split, I would have to give it over to the other side. But with that, we are going to get ready for a quick talk about everything as we do go in. What do you think about some of these lane matchups, lane assignments here?
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Let's say go bottom to top. Tristana set very strong in the early game. They're going to have to look to make some plays. I want to see Volibear kind of trying to come down, focus on that Vayne Lulu because they don't have any CC other than a Lulu polymorph and the Vayne condemn. So if there's 3 people running at them, then one of them is going to get their CC off. So Tristana's set really need to get that early lead, or Vayne can kind of spiral out of control as the Vayne usually does.
Definitely. We've seen a lot of Vaynes pop off, and we've also seen a lot of Vaynes falter, but Paragon not known to falter very, very much. However, very short-ranged here, and they actually have a lot of long-range ways to commit onto fights. Malzahar Flash, Ultimate, Volibear running at you, flashing forward as well. The set, same thing, Flash, Urgot, same thing. Flash timers are going to be very important to keep an eye on, especially if you are Paragon, and I do think that QSS tax will have to be paid very, very early.
I agree. People should not be greedy with their money here. If they do, they'll probably regret it if the Malzahar gets on one of those priority targets. And speaking of that mid lane matchup, I think Malzahar is really able to keep that distance, able to wave clear and not give Sylas those roam opportunities to get himself ahead. So that mid lane matchup, I think, is really good for Void if he can execute it and keep his space from Sylas.
He will have to space very, very well. We've seen a lot of Sylases take over because of an overstep, but don't put it past Void, another Void creature. Not creature, but Void Herald, as they say, Malzahar, that Void Prophet. So, playing champions to his namesake. But Raikage, God, no stranger to weird matchups. He'll look to make things happen, but I'm very interested to see what Tenfold has to show us today. And with the new substitute junglers for both sides, Tenfold taking on What Are You Doing? It's going to be very, very fun to watch.
Yeah, both are fairly similar junglers, with Volibear having a bit of edge in the farm side and Sejuani having a bit of edge in the gank side. So we'll see who's able to perform better to that win condition, and whoever just gets the jungle diff, because being able to impact those lanes and get one of those sides ahead is going to be really impactful in this game.
And it's a very, very well-drafted comp from both sides. They know what they want to play for. Now we just have to see how they execute on it. And Lexar, on that Tristana, has a lot of burst damage, looking to maybe take out that Vayne very, very quickly. But you can never Goomba Stomp forward, especially if there is a little Lulu on the enemy side, able to polymorph you.
For sure, and those top laners are going to also be coming in too. The Shen making cross-map plays, Urgot is going to be really strong in those little skirmishes where you can just pop off with his abilities. So again, we'll see who plays better in these solo lanes. Literally every lane, anyone can make the difference.
Oh,
anyone
definitely.
can take control of this match.
And with that, we are going to go over to a quick break as we do load into game. Don't forget, predictions are still open for a little bit longer in case you guys do want to do that. So we'll be right back, loading into game number 1. This is going to be a crazy series. You don't want to miss it. The reigning champions taking on someone new, another version of DAO, and we'll be right back.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like them, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Here we are going, starting in game number 1 taking place here. Let me just change a couple. I forgot to change this setting, but here we go. Game number 1 starting off here, looking great from both sides, and it looks like just a potential invade. Nah, standard 5 point from everyone. Urgot actually not moving out of base just yet, but let me give you a rundown of everyone on both sides. DAO, Divine Ascension, Obsidian, with Coltonson on that Urgot up on the top side. What are you doing as that? Volibear, Void on the Malzahar, the Void Prophet, Lexar, and JDK using that Tristana set bot lane to their advantage. And for Rising Tide Tsunami, we've got Aeolios up at the top side on that Shen, HLA Tenfold on the Sejuani, the Big Boar, Raikage God on the Silas, Paragon, and Alcalora rounding it out on the Vayne Lulu bot lane.
Interesting matchup coming through here. Very good team comps on both sides, we've talked about 2 minutes ago. Looking for a late, maybe just a ward take, not gonna look for any further vision, and they're gonna come back into this lane. But as soon as you saw that, you can see on the minimap the Lulu went and got a ward on the red too. That's actually really big because they will absolutely know where this jungler is starting.
And they don't really have that much information on the Sejuani as of now because they didn't really get to see her. So she is able to start free of charge, not knowing what's happening. But we'll see if that little cheese is coming in from the Vayne Lulu as you see them chilling there in that brush. They are just going to walk to lane, though. Give up that.
Yeah, I don't think they want to take that fight, personally.
No, they definitely do not.
They don't really know where the Sejuani's starting, because the one ward that they did get over the wall, I don't think it spotted anything.
Looking for a fight in the mid lane. Raikage taking the worst end of a trade, and the Corrupting Potion is ticking for Void, able to win out on that one. A lot of damage onto Raikage. I already chunked 50%.
Yeah, Raikage barely misses a chain there, and Malzahar hard punishes him, using his abilities, using the autos, and taking advantage of the range versus melee matchup.
And level 1s are where a lot of these range champs definitely do have one of their biggest advantages. But Raikage going in once again, able to land another chain, and this time it lands, making sure he wins out on this trade.
Yeah, you can see how easily he can go in. He can proc that spell shield really easily. He can just jump on him and get the W and then the E to really guarantee that.
He's going in again. Kingslayer used, looking for the play, not able to land the last bit of chains, and the Time Warp Tonic just barely keeping Void alive.
Yeah, such a volatile lane here. You can tell he is not afraid to go in, and Malzahar needs to respect his all-in a bit more and make sure he stands a bit further behind, or he could end up going down.
And we do see Sejuani looking at this bot side. They are looking for a gank here, but the stun going to land on to Paragon. The exhaust is used onto Lexar, stopping that bomb charge. But here comes the Sejuani, turning this gank around. But that's some mad damage. Set flash before grabbing that last auto, and it is going to be the Alcalora claiming that one. Looking to do some trading onto Lexar at the back end of this, not able to land that final slow. But that is a 1-for-1 overall. But it does go to that set. And it's supportal combat.
Comes for the gank as they fight, but Sets makes the big plays, grabs the
kill. Top side, we have a fight going in. Aeolios barely able to get away from that stun. It is going to actually land, and the taunt actually not keeping him in range from that, but Lexar jumping right onto Alcalora. That's some mad damage with that bomb charge, using that jump. Is he going to be able to land and flash away? But it's too late. The auto attack going to land, taking him to the graveyard.
That is how you want to see a Tristana play. You should not be afraid to go in, and that's exactly how he played it. This bot lane is taking the game by their hands and grabbing all the leads already.
Topside Aeolios getting kind of low there. Some decent trading, but he's going back in. Low mana bar on the Urgot means he cannot do very much, and that Shen autos do so much work, and he's able to walk away from that trade very, very happy with himself. Has that store and shield, and he's just going to win the sustained battle.
Yeah, Urgot uses his E's and able to hit it, and Shen can get that huge trade up. And
what are you doing?
Again.
The Volibear has returned, but it's looking for the turn. Aeolios dashing forward onto that Urgot, but not able to land anything. But Raikage got flashing forward, grabbing that kill, and he's stuck on the wrong side of the map, though. Is he going to win out of this trade against the Volibear? That is the question. Conqueror is proc. Does not have that Kingslayer available just yet. He is going to win that when he gets it, but here comes the teleport from the Shen. The death timers are so low, he's looking for it, dashing away, looking for the blade. Here comes the teleport from the Urgot as well. Everyone is using everything. Taunt on to that Volibear. Is it going to mean much? Raikage very, very low as well. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he is not. What are you doing? Very, very low on health, but able to walk away. Triumph keeping him alive. Coltonson just looking to make that Aeolios stuck in everything, but they're just looking to push this top side. Void has made it so it is pretty free to push on this top side.
Yeah, I really like this roam. They need to
They're diving.
Shen and make him lose that.
The taunt lands onto Urgot. He's very, very low, but he's not able to land an auto, and he's just going to be taken down under his own tower. The execute coming in from Void. Not able to claim up that kill, though.
Yeah, Shen lives with 1 HP, but Urgot is still zoning him off the wave, and because it was an execute, I think this is still
The Shen is gonna fall, but Urgot is not on his own. Here comes Tenfold, but here comes Raikage, able to claim that one. Overstay from the top side, does claim up a kill, but he is able to shove in that wave.
Yeah, everyone loves the top lane this game. Everyone's roaming there. Everyone's making the plays. And this is just a crazy set of events here. Looks like they might decide to go back to their own mid lane now.
So we see the Sylas may be down 10 CS, but he is actually up 2 kills and does not have that assist. But hey, you're more than happy to take that as the Sylas. But that Urgot also getting very, very strong though, sitting on that Tiamat already and 2 kills to his name.
Yeah, it will definitely get a bit rough for the Shen here.
Oh, very close Hex Flash. Decent trade, but the Vayne, true damage, great into that set.
Yeah, Vayne is actually a pretty decent matchup into it because you can knock him back, you can roll past his W damage too. So I like the Vayne into the set. But we'll see if the set can, whenever he does get his flash, he can always just hard all in the Vayne. And if the Lulu isn't ready, that's a quick one shot there.
Very, very much so, especially with the help of that Tristana. That little bomb yordle doing a lot of work in the spot side already, but Lexar might be caught on his own using that rocket jump to get away though.
Yeah. And you can see that Tristana left alone in that bot lane because the support is roaming. They're trying to make stuff happen. Volibear looking for the dragon here. While Sejuani, she might be looking mid here too, but I believe it is warded out.
Standing on that pink means that this dragon is going over for free for the side of DAO, but Shen getting caught out by that dash forward, and that's a lot of damage already. Conqueror is proc, not able to trade it back, but on the bot side, they're looking to be a big fight there. But on the top side, Aelio's looking to try and stay alive. The Urgot ultimate is proc. The Fear Beyond Death, is it going to be used? No, it is not. Not able to grant that second cast.
Yeah. Just doesn't have the damage to really follow up there. If he had the flash, he can maybe look for an E-flash, something like that. But just shoots out the ultimate, isn't really able to get much from it. But he's going to be looking to push in this wave now.
Well played from him, making sure that he has this priority in the top lane. He is the stronger laner as of now, has those 2 kills to his name. But we do see some rotations down towards that bot side. Volibear and Set making their way there.
Yeah, everyone's going to be looking for those roams, and you can see Volley...
There, Flash forward, able to land that stun onto the Lulu, and here comes the Volibear. Everyone's jumping for Goom Stomp from everyone. Alcalor barely able to stay alive. The Ignite is not enough. Jumping under tower, Lexar is able to grab that one, jump away, and that's just going to be a 0 for 1 in favor of DAO.
That beautiful play set, we talked about it, the Flash E, the Volibear following up with his own flash, and actually I don't think he flashed, but he
just the
did
Goomba Stomp, the Stormbringer.
Yeah, and they went all in, and Tristana Wing in, killing, getting the reset, and then Flash Wing out. Just beautiful execution.
Oh, what is going on here? There are some pinks coming out here, but no one able to go in for the commit. They don't want to take any bad fights just yet.
Yeah, and looks like things will be quieting down now, but Malzahar gonna have his ult up again soon. I want to see them try and make something out of it and make sure the Sylas doesn't get too far ahead, because he is kind of fed right now, and if he can keep that up, he'll be a huge threat, and that means that it's not just the Vayne that you need to kill, and it kind of makes it hard for them. But they definitely do have the tools to shut him down with how fed the Tristana is, and the kills on the Urgot too.
That big meatball Urgot is very, very strong, 2 and 2 as you would say, but the Sylas is a big threat, able to take away some of these key ultimates and use them for his own advantage. You can't really get away from a set with, or from a Sylas with a set ultimate or a Volibear ultimate, but Aeolia's getting taken down on the top side. A lot of spells are used. The flash is going to take him to safety. Fear Beyond Death, not being able to claim that one.
Yeah, getting the flash out of the Shen by himself, good all in with the E there, and now he has the E flash on the next opportunity, and on the next time his ult comes up. And I want to see the Volibear going up to the top lane here and seeing if they can put the Shen even further behind. Because Shen gets his strength from TPing to other lanes, but he can't shield himself like the way he does shield others.
He can shield himself, though, not very much, though, especially when you're very far behind. But there comes that... There he goes, he steals that ultimate with that hijack, ready to take away that Malzahar ultimate for himself. But on the top side, it is going to be that Rift Herald take for What Are You Doing, and Coltson looking to grab that one.
Yeah, using that wave clear prio and the prio that he had in top to just clean up the Herald. Not much the Sejuani can do about that, but good proactivity coming from Volibear. Grabs the Herald, has one of the Infernal Dragons already, and he's going to be looking to push that lead with the lead in the laners that he has.
Solo lane up in the top side definitely has that lead, but Alcalora is there with Raikage God, maybe looking for something with that Nether Grass, but no, just gonna walk away, help his mid laner grab some control there. Oh, Shen missing the taunt, but here comes that dash forward. Urgot looking for something, but Tenfold is there, has the ultimate available too. Is he gonna use it? No, he's not. The flash gonna be used, and they are gonna be happy with that summoner spell take.
Yeah, posting the flash out there. Unfortunately, the taunt missed. That had hit. Maybe Sejuani.
Oh, they're diving bot side. Here comes the set. Hex flashing forward. They're looking for something, but that's some decent damage onto the set in return for nothing. And they're able to dissuade that dive very, very quickly.
Yeah, good plays. Vayne not scared to pop the ult early, and that's what you gotta do. Gets good return damage before anything too drastic happens. But they still will be getting that herald damage.
4-man rotation
right now.
This tower is definitely going to fall, but the flash forward, there goes that Never Grasp right onto the Vayne. Paragon going to be jumped up by the Hugify, but here comes the suppress onto the Volibear. Is that who you wanted on? That is not true. But Paragon able to walk away is very, very low. Going to be taken down by the explosive charge. Flash away from Lulu, but what are you doing? Doing so much work on the backside. Aelios was able to join in with that ultimate, but the Silas is already dead. That means you can't really do very much. Alcalora trying to run away, but that Rift Herald is there as well. Going to knock him up. Are they going to look for the dive? They are not. So it is going to be a 3-for-1.
Yeah, Sejuani up there in the top lane pushing by herself instead of being down. Maybe she just wasn't there at the time, but that is a 5v4, and that gives them the edge. They are able to get the Malzult on there, and Sejuani isn't there to disrupt. I think others didn't really have the CC to disrupt it either, and Vayne ends up being very low and not being able to contribute too much to the fight.
Set looking for the 1v1 on the enemy jungler here, doing some decent damage. That Haymaker doing a lot, able to take away that Gromp though. Tenfold happy to use his smite there.
Yeah, Sejuani had the aftershock when the W did land, so not too much damage coming out of the set there. Was able to grab the Gromp and get away, but you see Volley here. Second dragon spawns, he's on the case, he's soloing it, but here comes Lulu.
Is the Lulu gonna do very much? No, she is not. She's gonna place that ward there, you know, be happy about herself. But the teleport coming through, they're looking for the Lulu.
Okay, it's interesting.
TP coming through, but the slow gonna land. But they're looking to turn it back onto Raikage, dashing away with those chains. Flash forward, second to land that one. Here comes the Lexar, but here comes the suppression into the tower, and the explosive charge doing so much work. And that burst damage is just insanity. JDK claiming that one. First killed, second killed his name.
Yeah, and the
top
lane
side
fight coming too, but
yep, that's not gonna end very much. But Tenfold looking for the play onto the set, able to claim him up with that stun under the tower. The Glacial Prison doing so much work.
Yeah, and just a bit of an overstep there, not respecting the amount of damage Sejuani can do when there's a tower at her side.
You know, the Sejuani may be strong, but I think the tower is a little bit stronger. So, as you said, towers do a lot of work, especially in this mid to early game.
Yeah, but even before that, bit of an oopsie, but they do get the kill on the Silas, and the Silas that was 2-0 is now 2-3.
Yep. And I'm just quickly changing my map size. There we go. But they're looking to just push in this mid tower, grabbing some decent money from the plates. You know, Tristana pushes towers very, very well.
Yeah, they're really escalating their lead nicely. They grab the kill on the mid laner, grab 3 plates there. This Tristana is so fed right now, and they need to keep fighting around her. And there's not much the other team can do if they do.
And it's just looking like, you know, DAO are playing incredibly well today, but they're looking to turn it onto Colson on the top side. Here comes a stun up. They do not have the Glacial Prison available to them. Tenfold looking for something more. Aeolios has the taunt available. The slow is going to land. There goes that taunt. There comes the sword. And he's looking to turn it potentially. There goes the Fear Beyond Death onto Tenfold, but it's not going to be enough shutdown going towards Sejuani.
Yeah, a good game coming across, picking up a kill. They're saying this game's not over. They have the comeback if they can keep doing what they do.
Tower gonna fall though in the mid lane. That means a lot of the map is opened up for the side of DAO. Looking to turn that towards some mid pressure or bot pressure. You know, the Vayne is on her own right now.
Yeah, the Vayne's getting caught out trying to look for some CS, and they should be able to collapse on her here. We'll see if she can make the great escape.
Oh, the Condemned not gonna land in the wall, and that's a lot of damage. Here comes the suppression into the wall to show Stopper, meaning that kill is going over to Lexar.
Yeah, Lexar 4-0-4 now on the Tristana. She hasn't backed in a while yet, I'm pretty sure, but when she does, she's able to spend 1,800 gold, and she's going to be so strong for these upcoming fights.
Yep, very strong, and Tenfold might be walking into her doom on the Sejuani. What are you doing? Able to do some decent damage on the Sejuani, but there goes that stun, but they are going to just walk away from each other, just taking about quarter of HP from both junglers here, but Alcalora, nope, Raikage taking a lot of damage there, not able to land the chains, but here comes the Shen, landing that taunt, but that's some mad burst damage, and the Goomba Stomp not actually able to claim that is the Haymaker, but JDK going to be taken down by the Shen. Aeolio's doing some decent work here, and the shutdown onto Tristana by that Sejuani, but what are you doing stuck in no man's land, going to be taken down as well. That is a shutdown for the Shen, 2 kills for him.
They tried to look for it themselves, and you finally see the power of the Shen come in there, able to turn the fight. They get a huge numbers advantage, and Tristana still hasn't backed. She had like 2,000 gold on her, so they're not going to be able to win that fight despite their best efforts.
Yep. That's just an overstep from them, greeding up a little bit, not respecting the fact that a Shen can show up to any fight when he wants to. And, you know, flash forward from Coltonson, not able to land it though. Here comes the Polymorph, keeping him stuck in place. The Sun landing from the Condemn. Here comes the Fear Beyond Death. Is it going to be enough to stop that Vayne? It is not able to claim that one up. It is the duo lane of RTT.
Yeah, Coltonson looking to try and make some big plays there, but Vayne ends up getting the kill, and she's back on the board now.
Yep, 1 and 3 has a CS advantage in that bottom lane, but when you gave up all your plates as well as a couple more in the mid lane to Lexar, not very great.
Yeah, Lexar finally did back now. Got the Zeal, a couple of long swords. It's really fed compared to the Vayne, who hasn't even completed her mythic yet, but I think she should be able to get it now as she backs.
She should be able to grab that up here. She is sitting on 5k gold. Nope, there it is.
Yeah, that's big with this next dragon coming up. We'll see if they want to contest it. They do have all the mythic items on all their characters. They have barely managed to hit that breakpoint, so it's not going to be too bad of a fight for them to take. And this is the 3rd dragon. They'll see if they want to let their opponents get onto Soul Point here.
This is a very important dragon decision that RTT have to make for themselves. Do they want to buy more time for themselves? They did close that gold gap a little bit. Flash forward onto Paragon, looking for the play, not able to find it though. The Condemn going to land onto the Volley Bear, and they're looking to turn it. Paragon doing some mad work with that Silver Bolt's damage. What are you doing taken down before the dragon even spawns up? This is not where you want your jungler to die. So, Stun landing onto the support, but here comes the Suppression Ultimate, but he's going to be taken down by that Silver Bolt's true damage, and that's going to be a dragon for the side of RTT for free.
Yeah, and they're able to pick up that top tower, but they just go so aggro for the pick on the Vayne. They're not able to land all the abilities, and it's a huge turnaround here. Vayne got herself a couple of kills. She has a bounty now. We're going to be looking for a comeback going on here.
Oh, they're looking to dive over. There goes the Never Grasp on to Raikage, and that's a lot of work, and that's just a very, very dead Malzahar overstepping his bounds, and they're paying him for that Rift Herald.
Silas goes, look at me, I am the Malzahar now. Elts him over the wall, they get the pick.
Yep, and this is what you want to see here. You're finding these picks, you're finding the advantages, and the Vayne flashed away, yes, but she also got the Volley Bear and set flash during that exchange by that mid lane brush there. That's what happens when you burn everything to try and kill the Vayne and not are able to do so. Just not able to find it. And that fight turned around quickly on its head.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not so much them looking for picks. Like, they did take advantage of the missteps, but it was, again, the oversteps by the other team. They're not playing together with everyone. They're taking fights where they have the numbers disadvantage, and the RTT are punishing them for it.
Well, the gold lead has definitely scraped back. It's still not in the lead of RTT, but it is very, very close. It was about 4k ahead for a while, but now it's just under 2k.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a really good fight, but they are able to pick up the 2nd Rift Herald. 2nd Rift, not too important unless they are able to win a huge fight.
Aeolios might be overstepping. 4 people rotating for that Shen, and JDK gonna pull him back with that face breaker. And Aeolios is very tanky, yes, but he's stuck in no man's land, and everyone is there. Everyone's looking for him, and he's gonna be taken down by the Tristana, and the shutdown for her.
Yeah, a big shutdown coming across, but it did take them a while to kill the Shen, so we'll see if they're able to get damage on the mid or bot tower, but I think the other team should be able to rotate back in time.
And they are going to walk away from that tower. Malzahar is there to answer the Silas, so it's looking like it's going to be some decent play from the side of DAO, able to claim that kill for free, not giving up very much, maybe a wave or two, but they might be looking for the Volley Bear. Slow is going to land. That's some decent damage. They don't see JDK, though, on the other side of the wall, and he's going to be forcing the ultimate, but there goes a showstopper. Not going to take him over the wall. JDK getting very, very low. The Facebreaker doing so much, but the Shen ultimate negates everything, and they're looking to take down Void as well under his own tower. Coltonson dashing forward, but getting Polymorph, taking so much damage. The true damage is so much. Raikage able to get suppressed, though, but they aren't able to find very much. The Glacial Prison doing so much work. That Slow is insanity, and they are going to be able to claim up a bunch of kills and take a mid-tower.
Yeah, huge fight coming out there. Set on the flank, but isn't able to really get someone too important. And Vayne gets 1000 HP worth of shields on her.
Baron
And she
up.
just pops off with everyone else on the team playing really well to get the comeback going. They are now going to have a gold lead and a Baron for themselves.
Yep, nice pickup here for the side of RTT, bringing it back, now taking control of the game, have that gold lead going for themselves, just able to find these big fights where they need them, and everyone's putting on the pants that they need to today.
Yeah, and not sure who made the decision there, but that death push was a very good idea. They saw the others coming down from topside after picking up the Shen. They saw the Volibear trying to go for his Raptors, and they just push him. And they're able to get the team fight win because the other team can't really engage. Malzahar wasn't able to get too good of an ulti. It really comes down to who starts these fights. If DAO is able to get a pick on their own with a set Wally engage or a Malzahar ulti, they can definitely one-shot people like the Sylas and the Vayne, or even the Shen, even though that takes a bit more time. But they're not able to get those fights, and RTT's just playing the macro game really well here.
So last fight, it was Raikage God that actually did get the Malzahar ultimate, he did get that suppression treatment, and Paragon was just able to free fire that entire fight.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we talked about. That's the power of the Vayne Lulu. She is going to be so tanky despite being an ADC and still do a lot of damage. And you can see the QSS coming out here. So for that next Malzahar ulti, she's out for free.
Paying the tax, that's what you need to do, especially into that Void monster or Void Prophet himself. And the Sylas also grabbing up that stopwatch. So both of these carries that RTT have drafted for themselves are itemizing very defensively, especially into this gigantic engage comp that DAO have grabbed themselves up here.
Yeah, and it's going to be a bit of vision wars going on here.
No supportal combat just yet, but right now Dragon is spawning up here in 30 seconds. This is going to be soul point for DAO, or it's going to be a second Dragon. They are summoning up that Rift Herald in the mid lane.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to get some damage on that mid tower, but Shen does get that top, and he can keep going too.
Yep.
But it'll be a second charge here on mid.
They're looking for something. The Shen is not there, neither is the Sylas, and they are going to be able to take that turret for free with that Rift Herald.
Yeah, really good punch.
Oh, they're looking for the re-engage, though. And here comes the Shen. Here comes everyone. Paragon doing some mad work onto Coltonson, but here comes the Flash Ward. Beautiful stun from the set, but the suppression onto the Lulu is not going to be enough. But here comes the Shen ultimate. Face breaker, showstopper. Everything's going wild. And Raikage able to claim a kill on the backside. Oh, pause for me. But Paragon able to pop off even more, claiming up so much damage with the silver bolts, and that's just going to be a free team fight win for them. 4-0.
Yeah, they try so hard to get on the Vayne, but Vayne plays around the invis very well.
Didn't even have to use
Which
QSS?
Exactly, yeah. And they're able to pick up the win here. They're able to engage on their own terms after the Herald push from the other team. And they're able to pick up the huge team fight win and get so much gold into their pockets, as well as another drag.
Baron's still up for 20 more seconds here, so they're looking to get some more done with this Baron buff that they have got for themselves, able to claim up this tower. Very early in the game, though, 23 minutes, not going to look for that inhib just yet.
Yeah, and I think the other team was spawning. And
Uh-oh,
you can see
Holy
they're
Ghost!
so good.
He's tanking up that slow there. Doing some decent damage to JDK, though, but that beautiful face,
Yeah,
or
the sword's
haymaker.
slow though.
Yep.
Now, I don't think they
Oh,
can
the
catch
sword's
it.
slow. It's not enough. Set's very fast. The auto is blocked, but here comes that slow from the stride breaker. Coltonson looking for something, just not able to find it, though. And it's mostly a bad trade for JDK. Look at his HP.
Yeah, the Shed will just keep going, and the set will have to take a recall here. But yeah, the red team's also just going to be resetting. We're going to see them probably going back onto the 1-3-1 right now, because Sylas has kind of gotten to that point where he is really good at dueling with the amount of healing that comes out of his W's. And I believe it's just Malzahar who has the healing reduction. Oh, the set has it as well. So yeah, good pickups up there on their side. But yeah, just taking a look at the state of things here, that's 2 mountains so far. If they can keep stacking those mountains, the Vayne is going to be even harder to kill. We haven't really seen some huge...
Oh, they're looking for the play, though. Raikage doing some decent damage. Here goes the Field of Beyond Death onto the Sylas, but that Lulu ultimate keeping him in place, keeping him strong, keeping him steady. And it's going to be Paragon picking up that kill, though.
Yeah, big pick coming across. They're going to be looking to push onto this mid lane, maybe try and get that inhib, because the other team went so hard for that pick. And you can see Shen and Malzahar in that bot lane too. I can see the DAO trying to look for the Shen here. We'll see if he's able to run away or not, but they have a lot of CC on their hands, so we'll see what ends up happening.
Shen is trying to use those fancy feet on the mini-map to get away. Is able to take that blast cone, might be actually able to get to safety, but Tristana jumping onto Lexar, or jumping onto Aeolus, but he's losing that trade very, very hard. Is he going to be solo boloed by the top laner of them? No, he is not. Flashing forward, it is a solo bolo. What are you doing? Trying to trade it back in return. JDK is there as well, but Raikage God is joining the fight right now. Here comes that Stormbringer onto What Are You Doing? He's looking for the play, doing so much damage. Everfrost keeping him in place. No ultimate for you. JDK looking to run away, but that slow from the Silas doing so much. Those chains doing a little bit of work, and triple kill for the Shen. And on the top side, there's another fight. Coltonson taking very, very low. Vayne popping off, using those silver bolts, and that ultimate is going to be used on the tank, making her even more tanky. Sejuani very happy about that.
Yeah, and despite doing that entire time, they were pushing top fully in. That's going to be, might even be the end of the game.
That could be
or
game. Sejuani can tank. They're going for the end.
Yeah, I think it will just be because Tristana cannot defend everything by herself. This might just be the end.
Oh, they're just looking to jump on her. Lexar very, very low already, forced to jump back into the fountain. No rocket jump in, and the charge has already been used. Flash for Wave, but it's going to be the Condemned claiming that kill. Paragon popping off on the Vayne. And they're looking for more. They're looking to take down JDK, has the suppression, but here comes the showstopper. Face breaker into everyone. Haymaker doing so much damage. Paragon very low, but not able to do anything. What are you doing? Trying his best, but not able to find it. Here comes the Fear Beyond Death onto Aeolus, but he's not tanky enough. He's too tanky. He's too strong. But it is going to be that kill picked up on the Lulu, but that doesn't matter because Paragon is popping off. We're going to land Everfrost doing so much work for everyone. And that's going to be a team fight win for RTT as well as the game.
A huge comeback coming from RTT. They're able to pick up the pigs, get the dragons back on their side, and get these towers and objectives while the other team's looking for these Shen pigs, and they're able to pick up the win despite going behind early.
Yep, they were definitely behind in that early game, but able to claw it back using that scaling to their advantage. And the Malzahar pick just not doing very much work for DAO, unfortunately, this time.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. There's definitely a lot of work that can be done with it, but they just weren't able to find some success. We'll see if they'll try and switch it up next time. But you got to give credit to both teams here. There was a really good lead picked up by DAO in the early game. Their bot lane played out of their minds to get that. But that Vayne, on the other hand, being able to quietly scale up, pick up the kills. I think she actually just went like 1-3 to like 14-3. Just a huge performance coming out from her.
The damage diff is also pretty insane, and even the damage you lose from DAO just not able to match up with the Shen or even the Sejuani. Just doing so much. The two tanks doing a lot of work for the side of RTT, but that Vayne doing a lot with those silver bolts here. And I am going to choose the outcome of the bet. You know, it is going to go to RTT, completing the prediction right now. Here go your tokens, and I am going to open up player of the game poll, but who do you think does deserve player of the game here?
Yeah, it's actually so difficult. Like, obviously there's the Vayne who just popped off insane amounts of damage dealt. The Lulu keeping that Vayne alive, not letting her die a single time in mid or late game. And the Sejuani too, like, you don't see it from her KDA, or actually her KDA is pretty insane too, but she didn't make any flashy plays, but she made the clean engages, kept the peel going for the backline to live, and that Shen soaked up so much pressure and didn't and because they kept going on him in the side lanes, they were able to get so many towers and just get back in and ahead in the game because of that. But I think I'll just have to give it to the Vayne here just because of how cleanly those team fights were played and that she didn't die a single time.
It was on that Vayne to output so much damage, and Paragon was just able to, you know, do his job, able to output that DPS. Those silver bolts were flying left, right, and center, and overall just a complete and utter decimation of DAO after that early game that they did have. They had a great early game, but DAO just not able to keep up in the mid game.
Yeah, and look at the polls here. I'm just gonna give an honorary vote to the jungler because he played super clean too. Just the whole team played really well. Like, props to them. Mm-hmm. They're able to make the comeback out of such like they didn't lose their willpower at all.
No.
They were able to look to the picks and make it back.
They were very, very strong. They had the mental fortitude to stay strong even after giving up so much in that bot lane. You know, it was a little rough. You know, that set. Tristana have such strong ability to force onto you, especially as that Vayne Lulu. The Lulu doesn't really have much in the ways of running away from that set Tristana duo, and with a Volibear there, you know, there were a couple of 4-man dives. Just great early game plays from DAO, just not able to keep up in those rotations.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see who else ends up being voted for here. Hey guys, let's see some support modes too. Give support some love.
Definitely.
Multi played really well there.
And with that, we are going to go over to a quick break as player of the game is decided here. You got just under 3 minutes available to vote for this poll, and we will be right back. You don't want to miss game number 2. Things are already off to a spicy start.
Dancing with the devil, will I ever learn? Or will my world burn? How do I escape out of this hellish place? Out of this hellish place. How do I escape from dancing with the devil? Will I ever learn? Or will my world burn? Dancing with the devil. Will I ever learn? Or will my world burn? Can you feel flames? How can I be blamed for dancing with the devil again? Can you feel the flames? Maybe I should be blamed for dancing with the devil again. How do I escape out of this hellish place? Out of this hellish place. How do I escape from dancing with the devil? Will I ever learn? Or will my world burn? Dancing with the devil.
Alright everyone, we're back for a little bit as we do get ready for game number 2, but it is going to be Paragon as your player of the game here, going 14-3-7 on that Vayne, popping off, and what more can I say other than well played to him. That Vayne was definitely the pick, and it worked wonders.
Yeah, it did really well. He did go behind in the early game, and that's where you see a really strong player come in, because he didn't give up. He still knows that Vayne is that late game threat if she is able to get some kills on the board, and that's exactly what he did. He climbed out of his hole and climbed on top of a mountain. And I also would say that it was a tie. The top also did really well, and you guys might think that he just got caught out a lot, but there's a lot of pressure that he did attract coming with that. There were multiple times where they sent three or four people after him, and it takes 15 to 30 seconds to kill the Shen just because of how much he runs away and runs around stuff. Things like that. And they were able to get multiple towers, pick up thousands of gold because of that, and that was what helped them out in the team fights.
Yep, and I mean, it was a very close, very close pull there. Paragon playing out of his mind, but Aeolio is also doing the same, right? Both of these players just putting the shoes on, putting on the good Jordans, moving around, running around the map. Aeolio's had those clean outplays there, especially against that Fed Tristana, just solo boloing in the face of 3.
Yeah, exactly. Really good performance coming out, and I believe we are ready to head into draft, so let's go for that.
Yes, we are, and we will do that in just a second. Here we go. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Draft is going. There we go. Okay, so it is going to be that Garen ban, followed up by a Lulu ban, and music will be starting right now. There we go.
They can see the amount of peel Lulu can come out. They're good to take that out of the way. I want to see if RTT actually take away the Tristana or the set, just because it was actually doing really well in the game 1, despite them not being able to pick up the win. Or if it'll just be things like the Morgana, I believe they banned last time. We'll see what comes out.
Yep. And, the Garen ban, mainly a respect ban here, but can put in some decent work, and is definitely not a champion to just shrug off, but RTT scared of that Tristana taking that one away, and it is going to be the Morgana as well.
For sure, yeah, and we'll see if the other junglers also get banned out, because red side has to do red side things. We'll see what the next ban from RTT comes up. And I believe they do have big prio on the Rumble because they banned it on the red side. I wonder if it'll be picked up first pick if it's not banned away by DAO.
So, yep, you were right about RTT banning that away on the red side.
Sure.
Yep, and the Rumble actually going to be banned away from DAO, but the Camille also respectfully being taken away.
Yeah, Rumble ban actually coming out on the blue side. Looks like RTT don't want to play it, but they also don't want to give it away. And answered by the Camille ban, just because the other players are so good at it. And we'll see what comes out in the first pick here.
Yep, this is going to be a very important B1. This can set the pace of what draft RTT are looking for, and we'll see what they grab here. Maybe a jungler, maybe an ADC. We'll see if the Jinx does make some prominence here, but her counters are still available to be played. But it is going to be Alcalora's Alistar, hovered right here, right now, and he popped off last split on that champion, and I'm definitely seeing him going to pop off today again.
Alistar's a super strong character right now. He's going to be looking for those big roams, those big engages, doing Alistar things. And we'll see what DAO reply with here if they want to go part apart with another engage.
So we'll see. Yeah, like you said, it could be another engage support, but it is going to be that Olaf picked up here for What Are You Doing? And, that Viking doesn't really care if you're an Alistar, but that's Senna still picked up here. I'm pretty certain it is going to be a fasting Senna. We'll see if it is that tank variant of it, or is it still going to be that Kraken Slayer. But we'll see what RTT take in retaliation for that Senna here. Senna's still a strong champion, does output some big numbers, but do RTT have a little bit of a pocket pick? We'll see what they have in store.
Yeah, Olaf's always a good pick into the Alistar, can just run past all the CC, and just a solid jungler overall with the Rumble and Morgana banned away. But the Kai'Sa's going to be coming out here. Good combo with the Alistar, and a good pick into the Senna, as if they are able to get on her, it's going to be very hard for Senna to do anything with all that burst and CC coming up.
Definitely, the Alistar able to help Kai'Sa out with those plasma stacks, and, Kai'Sa just is one of those ADCs that is able to burst a lot, but
oh yes.
Wow, Karthik. Your
Yeah, it's
favorite?
gonna be the Zac coming
Oh,
out into the Olaf.
into the Senna Tom Kench.
Yeah, I really don't know about the Zac pick because Olaf can definitely abuse it early game, and Senatom is hard to engage on. But we'll see if he can make it work. If he's confident in the pick,
All
then I'm
you.
confident in him.
Karthik, I think this man is your spirit animal, picking up that Zac here for you instead, because it's permabanned away from you. So they're gonna grab that one. But the Shen being taken away from Aeolios, don't want a repeat of that, and they're also banning away the Void Tentacle monster from Void. And we'll see what the final ban is here from DAO.
Yeah, some rightly bans coming out with the Shen and the Vel'Koz, and Victor, a solid control mage here. They don't want that being picked up by RTT. See what the last ban of this game will be here.
This is the final one. We'll see what RTT are going to go for here. But we do see a lot of those mages and long-range control champions like that Corki, has that great scaling, has some great magic damage output from range, taking away 3 of those big pickups.
Yeah, for sure. And it will be the Cho'Gath.
Oh my
coming out
god,
from
they're
DAO.
so tanky.
Solid blind pick coming from DAO. There's only a few characters which counter the Cho'Gath, and they're not usually picked in competitive play. So good pick in R4 and saving the counter pick for the last one.
Camille also taken away as well. No mini Cho'Gath ultimate for the side of RTT. As you know, that Camille ultimate Camille Q very, very strong. But
Yeah, but Gwen coming here. I'm
Gwen.
pretty sure. Yeah, good matchup into the Cho'Gath.
Very good.
She's got that percent HP shred. You love to see it. And yeah, we'll see how they're going to be able to utilize that top lane advantage. Good counter pick coming from RTT here.
Also has that true damage built in with that Q, that snip, 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 doing a lot of work for that Gwen, especially into the likes of the Cho'Gath, likes of the Olaf, likes of the Tom Kench. But we'll see what the final pickup here is for RTT, trying to buy some time by picking up that Gwen early, give their mid laner some time to think. What does Raikage want today? It is going to be that Shuriman Emperor himself, Azir, picked up.
Yeah, and Azir versus Syndra. Oh boy, are we in LCS?
We might be at LCS today, good sir.
Great matchup coming up here. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I certainly didn't expect that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, 2 solid long-range mages coming out here, and key thing is Syndra does have that CC for Olaf to follow up with. Do you know how the interaction works with Olaf ult versus Azir ult actually?
I think if the ultimate's already down, you can't walk through it because it is considered terrain.
Okay, yeah, so if he is able to get that ultimate down ahead of time, really good into the Olaf. But in general, it's just going to be a really interesting comp in how these teams are going to be able to perform to their win conditions. What do you think of the comp so far?
Well, RTT have drafted themselves a pretty strong comp, some great frontline there for themselves, but I don't know how that fares into an Olaf who's just going to be able to run through them. However, I do think DAO have a very runaway style comp with that Senna Tom Kench, with that Cho'Gath, with that Syndra. They want RTT to be running towards them, and that's what RTT has to do with their comp.
Yeah, I think like DAO's comp is very solid at like staying together, keeping their distance, and throwing things out with things like the Senna, Cho'Gath, and Syndra, but the Olaf kind of wants to run in, and the others can't really follow with that. So it really comes down to if the Olaf is fed to just go in 1v5, or if he's gonna get blown up by the damage from Kai'Sa, Azir, Gwen, things like that. But on the other hand too, you have Zac, Kai'Sa, Alistar going into a Senna Tom, and also a Syndra who can stop the Zac E. Both teams just have really good answers into each other. It's going to be interesting how this plays out.
Yep, and I'm definitely super excited to see what we have in store for us today. It's looking very interesting. And, this is my second time casting Gwen, and, I think the champion has a lot of interesting mechanics, especially into champions like that Cho'Gath who have that long range, semi-engage with the Rupture, and it's very fun to see Gwen is immune over and over again.
Yeah, Gwen definitely a good matchup into that Cho'Gath. I want to see Zac trying to come top here because Cho'Gath, he has no dashes or anything. Zac can definitely combo with the Gwen here, and if he can get that Gwen ahead, Gwen can just push Cho'Gath off waves. She can go run at him and just look for solo kills on him repeatedly.
And, Gwen, one of those scary, scary champions that you don't want to let get ahead. She is capable of bursting tanks with that insane amount of true damage that she has for herself. And overall, very strong as a DPS. One of those champions that can get relatively tanky as well.
Yeah, for sure. And that really amounts to, like, with her, Zac, and Alistar, a solid front line for them to play with. And all of them do have those dashes to kind of just go in. The really good thing from RTT that I like is that their comp is really good. They have people who can dive in. They want to get into the thick of it and try and burst out people. But on the other hand, DAO is pretty well suited towards that with their carries, with Senna being able to stay safe with Tahm Kench and Syndra just being able to negate Zac's engage completely. We'll see if she's aware enough to understand how that works and if she's played against many Zacs in her time. And yeah, I think that interaction will actually be really important if she's able to stay alive or not.
And don't forget, like you said, the Syndra has that very, very easy to land engage, or disengage from that Zac. But the Shreem and Shuffle is going to be very important here. It's very, very strong into the Senna Tahm Kench. Sure, the Tahm Kench can eat that Senna away, but what if your Tahm Kench gets shuffled into the entire enemy team?
We'll see if the big Azir plays are going to be coming out here.
Well, Raikage knows this champ. He's very, very happy to take this Azir, and we'll see if he's able to make it work here tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually just so, can't make up my mind on who has the better comp here. What do you think? Who has edge?
Personally, I like RTT's comp, scales very, very well, and has some great sources of damage, although it is all on Paragon to make that 80 damage work. But Olaf, what is Olaf going to do in the late game? What's he going to do? But the Cho'Gath going to be very strong, and Syndra might be able to deal with that Gwen, but don't forget about that little safe space that she has for herself. It can work some wonders, so I'm actually going to give this to RTT, even though DAO have some good counters.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to give the edge over to RTT as well, because I think their comp just has a better identity. I really don't see how the Olaf fits into DAO's comp. If he doesn't get really ahead early, I feel like he's kind of not really know what to do in these team fights, because kind of has to play Peel Olaf, and you throw an axe and then you can't really go collect it. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think that they just have so much engage and so many different avenues of engage with RTT. I think they are going to be able to overwhelm the Syndra and Senna here, and Tahm Kench can eat one, but he can't eat both,
And it's a very interesting comp here. I like the Azir pick, very staple pick for Raikage. He's played it a lot last split, and sure, it's not the greatest thing into the Olaf, not the greatest thing into the Syndra, but it's very, very strong into that Senna Tahm Kench duo, and Kaisa and Alistar are going to be very, very able to deal with that Syndra, even if the Zacs engage. Not going to work out very well for themselves. And overall, I do expect DAO to have that advantage early game. They have that safety in the bot lane. They have that early game jungle mid presence. And Cho'Gath is able to deal with that Gwen until she hits level 6.
Yeah, I think we'll have to see what happens in the early game here, because when you're playing Olaf into Zac, you have to abuse him. You have to go into his jungle, and you should not let him be able to scale up easily, or else Zac is just going to be a menace in these team fights. So we'll see if he can use that prio that comes with Senna Tahm just being able to willy-nilly push in, Syndra getting the early wave clear lead, and Cho'Gath just having good base numbers early to just go into the enemy jungler, pick fights with the Zac, and win them, because if he's not able to do that, he will get outscaled, I think.
Well, like I said, the Olaf definitely going to be just a walking meatball as that late game does come through. Sure, they have some good scaling with that Senna, with that Cho'Gath, but is it enough to deal with the dive that has been set up from RTT? That is my main concern for DAO in this game.
Yeah, it really does come down to that, and whoever gets that lead in the side lane, I think between Gwen and Cho'Gath, will also make a decent difference, because that split push difference, if Gwen is able to get ahead, it'll be really hard for Cho'Gath to do anything, for Olaf to do anything, because Gwen just interacts so well against those characters. So I want to see Zac trying to go top and get that Gwen ahead. I want to see Alistar even making these roams towards the top lane, because there's not much he can do against the Senna top, so he really shouldn't just be sitting in lane. He should be proactive trying to defend the Zac, trying to help the Azir and the Gwen.
Definitely. And overall, that Azir is going to be a big threat. Sure, Cho'Gath is very strong, likes to build armor, likes to build some MR, but MR is a little bit weaker in this season right now. It's not as strong as it was last in Season 10, and Raikage, if you atomize as well, will be able to shred everyone on the enemy team. And with that, though, we are going to go over to a quick break. Predictions are open in case you guys do want to use your tokens there, and we'll be right back as game number 2 does kick off. You don't want to miss it.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me, I don't know if I can speak.
Welcome back, folks. Here we are, game number 2 kicking off here. DAO taking on RTT. Do I have the overlays correct? Yes, I do. And we do see that there's looking for a little bit of a bot side shenanigan here coming in from the side of DAO, but same members as last time, not a single substitute to be found. So everything is looking pretty standard. Are they going to find this Kai'Sa? That is the question. Is Paragon going to be cut out already?
Yeah, I really like this invade Olaf for that nasty level 1.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Looks like she will get found. Yeah.
Able to walk away there. Undertow going to go slightly short, but that does mean she is forced to use that ward there on that tri-brush, but they're looking for another ward there. Undertow going to go short once again, but they are getting some good information for themselves there with that ward.
Yeah, and because they see everyone there, Zac is able to go down, put a ward on the Raptors. Being able to track that Olaf will be very important, so you can kind of watch out for that pathing that the Olaf will take and be able to survive that pretty difficult early game.
Definitely, and it's getting through this early, and that's going to be very, very important for the side of RTT. That's what they need to do. Get through this early game because it's going to be very, very difficult for them to make it work. Especially with that Zac into that Senatom Kench and the Syndra. The only lane he can realistically gank is topside, and Gwen just not providing very much setup for him.
Yeah, and it looks like the junglers are going to be starting on opposite sides here. I believe both sides will know where the other side is starting. And we'll see if Olaf wants to invade into Zac's topside jungle or if he's just going to go for his full clear here.
That's what I expect to happen. And, just full side clears. That's what I'm expecting from both sides. Both of these junglers like to just stay in their jungles for the first little bit of the game, but Olaf definitely has some good pressure with those undertows, but the Zac has those crazy angles.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I think Olaf's looking for a 5 camp. I would have really liked to see him either invade or just use his superior clear speed to get a complete 6 camp.
Oh, looking for the flash, and he's able to find the pulverize and headbutt combo backwards, forcing the flash and heal from the summoner spells of Lexar, and he's able to run away, but barely. But on the top side, Colson might become flash forward. Aeolios not able to find it with the flash follow.
Yeah, and the laner's coming up huge here. We're seeing why Alistar was picked in the first V1 over there, and Gwen also showing off her early prowess already, barely not being able to pick up the kill in both those places.
Beautiful combo coming in from Alcalora, though. That flash pulverized into that headbutt, just insane.
Yeah, and they do have a ward to see if the Olaf is coming for them. Gwen's going to be able to get that huge push under tower and get a cheater recall right now too. Things really going well for RTT so far.
And that's what you need from them. You want that ball lane to get ahead, but Raikage taking a pretty bad trade, but that sphere gonna go wide and able to return that trade very, very well. And that greedy tier star from the Syndra not paying dividends just yet.
Yeah, exactly. She's really able to get that prio for the Olaf to play with either. We'll see Olaf come in for a lane gank here, and we'll see if that amounts to anything. Before 6, it's really rough for the Olaf because the Alistar can kind of just W them away. Looks like he will just end up backing here.
Yep.
Yeah, not really gonna amount to much. Oh, he's staying. He's playing for the long con.
He's playing patience, but look at that Zac. He's looking for the dive. They're going to take the Syndra down. First blood for Raikage God.
Beautiful. Going past the Raptors. You don't expect the Zac to come from there. Really good plays. Looking for the ankles and catching the Syndra off guard. Huge play by RTT to get them the first blood.
Yep. And Aeolio's just very, very happy. Wait! Coltonson getting caught out. Here comes everything from the Zac. Not able to find that link up with that Q, but taking some decent damage though. Is he going to be able to get away? That is the question. Might have to give up his passive. Nope. Gonna be able to run away. Rupture. Gonna go slightly wide. And the Zac able to walk away with nothing happening to him.
Yeah, looking for a bit too much on that top side, and Olaf is going to be able to steal away some of those bot camps because of that. But yeah, solid overall though. Getting that huge mid gank at the early levels, it's actually kind of difficult for Zac to do it with those small range E's, but
no cannon.
I think he did end up picking it up.
Yeah, it was picked up by the Kaisa auto attack.
Yeah, interesting interaction there. Maybe just looking for the target.
Yeah, but look at the topside trade. But they're looking for Raikage, taking a lot of damage. But what are you doing? Stuck under tower, dude. Taking so much damage. Is he looking for the trade kill? He's gonna grab it! Not even a trade. Solo bolo for him. And Aeolio's also claiming another one on the top side. On the bot side, we have another big fight happening. They're looking to take down Alcalora. The thick skin is available for it. But here comes the headbutt. But no pulverize to follow it up. The stun is looking to happen. The thick skin is there to keep him alive for just a little bit longer. Forcing the flash though. Flash forward from Kaisa. Not able to find it. Paragon just flashing a little too ambitiously there.
Yeah, and the whole map
is
going
Zac!
right to the top here.
He's looking for it. Has the flash, looking to find that Q onto the Tom Kench. No thick skin for him. Going to be taken down by the Kaisa. On the top side, we have another trade. Here comes the needlework from the Gwen. Doing so much damage. Not able to find it just yet, though. Looking for the dash forward. Dashing forward. Is she going to find it? No, she's just going to take the wave.
Another beautiful game from the Zac. Using the Q to pull him back and grab him. Just really good performance coming out here.
Oh, Raikage dashing forward. Looking for something. That's a big poke, but what are you doing's there?
Yeah, he gets some really good poke across, and Olaf's gonna come and try and release some of that pressure here. He has the early pickaxe, so definitely does do a lot of damage, but Azir is really strong. Has the last chapter. Oh, nice.
Paragon, but the Dragon's gonna be taken. Paragon able to walk away from that one, and Conqueror proc for Raikage doing so much damage to Void. Well played from the mid laner of RTT.
Yeah, and Zac actually picking up.
No way, right? Oh, stopping the base.
Oh my god, that is huge.
Oh, not gonna go under the tower with the Olaf there, but you know yeah. Oh my goodness, this game is crazy already. 4 kills in 6 minutes. What kind of game is this?
Yeah, I want to see Gwen try and actually freeze this because it just kind of makes it unplayable for the Cho'Gath. Does she end up doing it?
Oh, she's going for the freeze. Which is very
is
smart. Raikage go for the shuffle! Able to find it, able to flash away from that, but no. Raikage gonna get pushed away by the Scatter the Weak, but forcing the flash from Void is that Zac. And Aeolio's going for the play. There goes the safe space, it's down, looking to make something happen. That undodgeable safety net is there, but Raikage looking for the play, but Void taking so much damage. There goes the Unleashed Power, not able to find that, and shut down for Void.
Yeah.
Oh no, Zac! Zac gonna be taken down as well. TP is not available for either laner, and they're just gonna be able to take that kill. Double kill for Void.
A huge roam. To see Tom Kench having the roam prio on the Alistar, that's just a really big
solo lane diff. Or
back into here.
Farming Tom Kench diff.
Yeah. But yeah, really good plays. Being proactive, trying to get those kills in the mid lane. That's 2 kills for the Syndra. That's huge to get her back into the game.
Oh, Aeolio's looking for the play, but Olaf is there looking for the undertows. Is he going to be able to find it? But that Feast doing so much damage, not able to find the healing, and what are you doing shutting down that kill in the top side?
Yeah, she's unable to cancel that axe damage, which early on does so much damage because he's maxing it first, and they're able to pick up the kill on the Gwen, and Cho'Gath gets the feed stack. This game is back and forth.
Definitely. This is a crazy, crazy game here. 4-3 already. Gold lead, 200 in favor of DAO. And level 6s have been hit for the bot side.
Yeah, and let's see if Olaf actually invades here. He has the entire jungle to take. But
He's
looks like
basing.
it's not going to be happening. Yeah. I really wish he pushed his lead more, just because he knows that.
Oh, there goes the headbutt into the wall, pulverized there as well, but they're going to land the double root. That last embrace doing so much work. They're looking on Lexar, but Paragon might be stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's so much damage. The sun going to come through. Very hungry is that Tom Kench. The Devour going to be using that killer instinct to try and get away, but they're looking to turn it onto Lexar. The ignite might be enough. Flashing forward is able to claim it, stopping that from happening. Alcalora very, very low. Oh, the suppression. It's going to be enough. Devour is used, and Tenfold just not able to find it. The Tom Kench is a great duelist, doing so much % health damage, and he's trying to fight in his wave, but Void on the other side taken down very, very low. Is he going to be able to find it? Yes, shutdown for Raikage got in the mid lane. Backside on the spot side. Here goes that Devour, but the Acidic Thick Skin has been used too late, and it's going to be Zach claiming up another kill.
Yeah, and oh my god, your voice is gonna be gone after this game. There's just plays happening every second. That's 12 kills already with 9 minutes.
Oh my goodness, this game is crazy, and it's only a 400 gold lead for RTT after all of that.
Yeah, like the only thing you can really take away from that is a lot of people fought and a lot of people died.
Nothing really given, nothing really taken. It's such a great game to watch.
Yeah, for sure. And Senna looking to trade there, but
Oh,
you don't really
wow.
want to do that against the Kaisa, but here comes Olaf.
Oh, looking on Alcalora, but is that the target you want to find? No, it is not. Level 7 on that Viking there. Freljordi and Viking very happy to be very ahead of that Zac.
Didn't have the ultimate because he used it in the previous fight, so can't really look there. But yeah, has an entire jungle to do here. She's gonna go back to that. You can see Syndra maybe trying to go over for the blue buff. We'll see if it gets handed off to her. But no, she actually might be looking bot lane here.
She is going to be spotted, though. There's 2 wards there. They see her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that does
good
force them
vision
away from vision. Yeah.
And Azir should be able to quickly push this in and make sure they lose a bit of minions under tower, but they do have good vision control, good prio for that dragon that's coming up now.
And Alcalora, Aeolio's looking for the trade. That's a lot of damage onto Coltonson, and he's taken very, very low. Has to use either the TP or something to get back into lane, and has that feast, though, available for the dragon.
Yeah, that is the ult coming out here, and she isn't able to fully kill him, and her mana isn't looking too good. We'll see if she goes off for a back, or if Zac comes down for a dive or anything. But it looks like he's just going up for the Herald take here, and they're looking to trade that for the dragon.
The Azir doing so much work into Void. Look at the CS lead there as well as the kill lead. He's died once, has 3 kills to his name.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Not as good as the CS lead from Kaisa and Senna.
No, wow, I wonder why. But look at the Tom Kench, though. Melee laner able to keep up that CS.
That's actually true. Like, Tom Kench, usually you see them not completely matching the enemy's CS. It will be a bit lower, but it won't matter because Senna is doing
Wait, Zac's going to be there in time. Or barely in time. But they're looking for some trade damage. Here comes Alcalora flashing over the wall. There's that Hex Flash doing so much work. Here comes the Zac looking for the play. Is he going to be able to find it? It is the Smite. Who is it going to go towards? It's go to the Senna. Able to claim that one. But Alcalora very, very low. They're looking to take down JDK in return for that one, though. They're looking to just turn it onto the jungler. Stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. But that Olaf is healing so much, but it's not enough. Oh, Raikage God looking for the play. That decent damage going forward. Not able to find that last embrace. Void may be stuck in no man's land, but the stun doing so much work, but Void going to be taken down. Raikage able to claim that one up, and that's a 2 for Dragon.
A huge turn of events. They're not letting that dragon go. They said they want it all. And Alistar played that wonderfully. He Hex Flashed into the pit and W'd the Olaf out before he could get the ulti. And Olaf had to flash back in, and Zac is not able to get the smite, and I think it's Senna who actually...
It was Senna, yeah.
...the dragon, which is really surprising. I believe they both have 900 smites at this point.
Yes, they do. They both have their smites. Their blue smites.
Yeah. But yeah, Senna ends up picking up the dragon, but they do end up still winning the fight. Azir is now 4-1, and we'll see after he backs here how much gold he's going to end up with.
This man is on a rampage already. 77 CS up. A very, very strong laner in that Azir so far. Raikage playing this lane beautifully. But Alistar trying to find that engage on the minion to make sure they can't get up. But Coltonson stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. Forcing the flash. Double rupture is beautiful. But they're trying to make something happen. There goes that Pierce in Darkness. Not Pierce in Darkness. What is that called? Dawning Shadow. But what are you doing? Might have found tenfold.
Yeah, I don't think they should...
Wait,
really
they're going on the Olaf. Oh, no, they're not.
They should back
They were,
out.
yeah.
They don't have the Azir prio. Not really able to look there, and they're just gonna back it off, take the lead that Gwen takes with the wave push. She's also now 10 CS ahead. Zac also has a slight CS lead. RTT are playing it very well right now.
And also has great kill participation so far in the game. 5 to his name on that Zac, making things happen. And same as his mid laner, 5 for him. And the top lane is looking like an island. But they're looking on Paragon. Decent damage onto him. Can't really trade it back, but Coltonson might be taken down here. But what are you doing is there on the top side. Gwen is immune, able to dodge out of that one. Here comes the teleport from Raikage God. Looking for the play onto the Olaf, onto the Cho'Gath, flashing away Aeolus, but that healing is insane. Able to keep him alive. Raikage able to find that one. Void has TP'd in as well. Aeolus very, very low. Trying to find that healing, not able to find it, but Paragon also taken down very low. Tahm Kench is nearly there as well. Raikage doing a lot of work there with that Leandri's Torment, but the flash forward, Shuffle not able to find it, but what are you doing? Very, very low, so is Void. He's looking for the play, no flash available, but he's dashing under the tower, not able to find it. There is the Zac though, they're looking for the dive. Shut down, but it is going to be traded back, and that is a 2 for 2 on the top side.
Raikage just barely not able to get 2 of them, and actually ends up going down before the Zac picks up the other kill. And
flash forward, finding it, but the arrow goes to the Devour. It's used early. They're looking for the stun onto the Senna. Are they going to turn? No, they're turning onto the Tahm Kench. That's some decent damage, but that Tahm Kench is very tanky. Here goes that exhaust. Here goes the headbutt into the wall. Once again, Alcalor trying to peel his 80 carry. Is it going to be enough? Here comes that stun. That Trample is doing a decent amount of work. Not able to find it though. Lexar not able to dash over the wall. Paragon barely able to dash over. Not finding it, but here's the headbutt under the tower. Flash forward. Paragon taken down. Is it going to be a double kill? It is. Senna picking up 2.
yeah, and you can see the power of the Senna Tahm Kench in these dueling scenarios. They are just not able to fight them, and the Kaisa ult, I think, I'm not sure where she was like.
She was trying to go over the wall.
Shield, but if she's able to, say, get behind that Senna away from the Tahm Kench and finish up her plasma stacks, she might have been able to get that kill, but despite them pushing them under tower, they're not able to pick up
Top
the
side
kills.
fight going out once again. There goes the Gwen is immune once again. Not able to find it though.
Yeah.
Raikage taken very low. He's going to be killed on his own tower. And Lexar with that range just taking him down.
Yeah, bot lane taking the game into their hands, picking up a bunch of kills here. The
Wait,
Senna
Void might be solo killed here. Here comes Tenfold. There goes the ultimate. Let's bounce. He's looking for it. Doing so much damage. Here comes Kaisa landing that Void Seeker. And that is a very, very dead Syndra. And that is very, very depressing to see as a mage player.
Yeah, that W gave just enough damage for the Zac to pick that up with the second rotation of this combo. And this Dragon's coming up in 1 minute. They should be setting up good control here now with this pick that they got.
And really, really well played from the Zac. Just doing so much work. Solo killing Void. That Soul Later just not having a great showing today, unfortunately. But he is picking up a lot of kills, though. Has a lot of gold. Got a couple shutdowns, too.
Yeah, for sure. And this Dragon fight coming up right now, I'm pretty sure both teams want it. No one's going to be able to just give it up. And we're about to see a big fight here unfold.
We see Alcalora just sitting there waiting in the wings, but that Senna Tahm Kench is just so incredibly strong. 4-1 already.
Yeah, taking stock of the items here.
Oh,
Everyone has-
pulled in. They're looking for the play on Coltonson on the top side. Not able to find that bounce, though. That's some decent damage. There goes under tower. They're looking for it. But on the mid side, we have another fight. Lexar very, very low. Azir doing so much damage, though. That Leandri's Anguish doing so much work. There goes that Dawning Shadow doing a little bit. Dragon is up in just a little bit, though. Zac nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and I think this Olaf will just pick up the Dragon here because they see the Zac top. They can't really contest it. It's interesting that they looked so hard on the Cho'Gath with the Dragon coming up.
They're TPing in. Gwen is there. But they're looking on Paragon. So much damage. Headbutting him away. They're looking for the play, though. Alcalor just going to be the sacrificial lamb. Raikage finding it. Able to land that beautiful Shuriman Shuffle onto the Olaf. But he's taken down in the belly. The thick skin very, very strong, but Coltonson not able to take him down, but it is going to be that Void picking it up with that Unleashed Power, looking for the flash. There goes the Zac, looking for the play. Lexar very, very low, able to claim up that Azir, though. Void going to be taken down once again, but Paragon going to be traded out with that Unleashed Power. And
Zac,
the Tenfold, he's looking for it, not able to find it, though. Does not have the jump just yet. Is he going to find it, though? And there goes that last embrace, keeping him in place. The kiting is insane. Looking for the jump, looking for the sidestep, not able to find it. Does he have the Q? He does. Looking for it. He didn't auto the ward. And the passive is proc, no teleport available just yet, and he's going to be solo killed by the Senna. Beautifully played from Lexar, beautiful kiting.
The Kraken Slayer doing so much work there for the Senna. A huge fight going down, and Zac is able to just get there in the nick of time and is able to kind of semi-turn things around, but in the end, it is going to be Senna being able to pick up the Zac. That Q at the end just barely enough not to hit the Senna there, and Senna's able to kite it really well, dodging everything, and picks up the kill on the jungler.
Zac
And
not
no
up.
one got the dragon yet.
No
so
one got
here
the
we go again.
dragon. Alcalor is still sitting in the wings, maybe looking to try and find a Hex Flash play, but Zac is not there, not going to be there for a long, long time.
Yeah, should just be Olaf Dragon here with the E-Smite, and the desync
Oh,
timers making it
Azir?
for-
Oh, Smite going to claim that one.
Yeah, good smite for the Olaf there, and yeah, that was just unfortunate. Zac died later on, not able to come back to contest the dragon.
Oh, forcing the flash from Coltonson. Well played from Raikage and Alcalora, but that's a top tower for Aeolios on his own.
Yeah, he goes straight back top, gonna pick up the tower, get a lot of gold in his pockets, with Sinja doing the same thing on the other side.
Oh! Tom Kench looking for something onto Raikage God. There goes that Ragnarok, keeping him in place. Raikage God gonna try and go over the wall, is able to find it though. Slide and glide.
Over wall, so Azir is fine, plays it patiently, and is able to get out.
Doesn't even burn his flash.
Yeah, so as this lane comes out here, you'll see Kaisa actually going bot lane, picking up that CS. And are they going for the second Rift Herald? I believe they are here. And it looks like Olaf, he's gonna go check it now, but it is too late. And they're actually able to just sneak that one away. They didn't have too much of a prio there, but they are able to get it down really quickly.
That Zac and Gwen combo just doing a lot of work. Zac's percent health damage very nice, and so is that Gwen. Not able to find the tongue lash though is JDK.
Yeah, and Gwen is getting to that point where you're gonna start seeing some monster heals with the Q, where she just starts dueling everyone and healing for 1,000,000 damage. You can see like the Tom Kench.
Oh, they're looking on Lexar, forcing the flash away, but Void might be caught out as well. Oh, not able to find the stun though. Not able to find that Q though. That's some decent damage from the Kraken Slayer, and Tenfold might be caught out. Able to jump away with that Elastic Sting shot, but there goes that Dawning Shadow. Able to claim that. Paragon caught out as well. They're looking on Alcalora, able to land that Pulverize. The Gore Drinker keeping him alive though. Alcalora running away. Last Embrace is landed, but here comes Raikage looking for the play. There we go, the Streaming Shuffle. Void stuck under tower, forcing the flash. So much damage coming through. Dash from Paragon, able to find that one. JDK taken down as well. And Raikage is just free firing as well. And Paragon looking for more. They're not able to find it though. Lexar doing so much work. Paragon forced to run away, but Alcalora is there, maybe trying to keep his AD carry alive. There goes the combo, but it's not going to mean enough. And the Kraken Slayer claiming that one from Lexar.
And oh my god, the Senna is doing so much work. You can see her scaling coming in now. She is doing so much damage. She's about to hit 100 stacks. She's going to take over this game. And we talked about this. Azir gets a huge shuffle, but does it really matter that much when there's so much disengage on the side of DAO? Because the Senna is just able to...
Oh my goodness, forcing the flash from Aeolio, stepping up way too far there. Oh, they're looking. Zac finding it onto Lexar, pulling him in. Let's Bounce is there, doing so much damage. And Lexar's healing with that passive, has that red buff as well. Zac has no flash just yet, looking for the Elastic Sting shot. Is able to find that 1,000 gold to the Zac, but he's might be caught out by Void. Gonna be taken down. Olaf looking for the kill. It is gonna be the healing. It's insane. Zac able to not find it, though. Void claiming that kill in the end.
Yeah, and another bunch of trade heals coming on. These teams will just not stop fighting. They keep looking for the picks here. And Senna, they're finally able to get that bounty from her. Who actually ended up picking up? I believe
Zac.
it was Zac here.
Yep.
Gonna be a lot of gold towards his side, and he does pick up that second item here. But again, I want to stress this, that Senna is going to do so much damage as this game goes on.
9
She's
to
scaling up
6.
super well. She's going the pure DPS build, none of that tank stuff. And she's going to have so much range. Like, how is the Kaisa ever going to go up to trade against her? And like, she just does so much damage to all the other tanks as well. I think she's in a really good spot this game. So it'll really be on to Alistar and the Zac to just try and get onto her and try and blow her up. But the Tom Kench is always at her side.
Alcalora forced to use the Unbreakable Will because he looked for the headbutt.
Yeah, you're trying to look for something. They're always trying to look for stuff, and this time just didn't end up working out. But yeah, this Baron is going to be the next thing on the table. We'll see if they start setting up vision for that. You can see a lot of red wards being littered around the place, and they have a lot of dragon control as well. This could be Soul Point if they're able to pick up this next one here, DAO.
Soul Point would be very, very helpful, but once again, last time, they were trying to get Soul Point the entire game, just not able to find it. Will RTT find it this time? That is the main question I have here today. But right now, there might be a pick here on the mid lane. Oh, nope. Just zoning them away from the wave. Oh my god, that Senna damage. That was one auto. Not even a Kraken Slayer auto.
The tables have kind of turned here.
Oh,
Senna's caught out.
There goes the headbutt, Pulverize, there's everything, and she's going to be taken down before the fight even starts. And no, Olaf using that Ragnar trying to get away, but it is going to be JDK being that sacrificial lamb. And that's a great pick for RTT. They're looking for more. There's a combo onto Void, and he's going to be taken down as well. And that is 3-0 in favor of RTT. Rift Herald down as well, they're looking for more.
Oh my god, they have Rift, not a lot of wave clear on the side of DAO as well. This is going to be
Oh, combo onto Colton, he walked up too far! Dashing, flashing away, and he's going to be taken down as well. And the Rift Herald going to get a second charge off while Zac just... Solo's that dragon.
Yeah, I think this will just be Inhib and the dragon.
Are they gonna get a third charge?
Huge turn.
250 HP, 250 HP on the Rift Herald. Shelly, it's all on you. Are you gonna find it? Are you gonna find it? She's going, and she's able to find it. No, the auto from Senna able to stop Shelly from hitting the tower.
I think Olaf might have smote it as well.
Oh yeah,
but
maybe.
Yeah, still, just a huge win coming out there. Senna has to be by that Tompkins. This is exactly what we said. If they're able to just catch up that Senna, you can see how easy the rest of
They're turning on Baron.
Yeah, they haven't reset yet. They're just going straight for the Baron, keeping up the tempo. We'll see if Red see. Oh,
TP from Cho'Gath, but it's shredded. It's shredded. It's going down. It is going to be down. Cho'Gath not there in time to smite that away, and they're just going to be able to walk away for free. Smooth Criminals on the side of RTT, able to claim everything that they wanted and more.
Yeah, they pull off the Baron too. This is a huge.
They're looking on Coltonson.
Here. Don't know how much they're gonna be able to do.
They're four-man rotation though. They're looking for him. Olaf is there. There goes the headbutt, but Alcalora might be caught on instead. Here comes the Tahm Kench ultimate. There's that Abyssal Voice. They're looking for more tower there, but Raikage gone finding a beautiful Shuriken Shuffle. Raikage very low, stuck under his own tower though. They're looking for some more. Alcalora taken down. This is not the fight that you want, but it's Gwen claiming more, looking for more, looking to find everything. But Alcalora still alive. Coltonson taken down as well. Raikage has fallen, but Aeolios and Paragon are still alive, but no mana left on that 80 carry. They are going to be able to claim that Zac teleport is not available for anyone just yet, and that is a shutdown going on to Void from Gwen, and Kaisa able to walk away after that Baron. No, 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 what are you doing? No, she's gonna be taken down. And that's every single Baron lost in an instant.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing there. They just had to back.
They had money.
But they just are looking for too much. They're trying to pick off a tank. Their Kaisa and Gwen are not with them when they start that fight, while they don't really know where everyone is on the other team. And that's just some overextension there, and they kind of just throw their lead, and this has come back to pretty much a tie game here.
47.1k to 47.1k. This game is as close as it can be right now. 2 dragons apiece as well.
And honestly, at this point, it's not really about like a few thousand gold lead, even if there was. It just comes down to, can they get the pick on that Senna? Because if they can, if the Tahm Kench is not able to protect her, that Syndra is easily diveable. The other tanks can be shredded by these carries, but that Senna with that range needs to be protected. She is that VIP. She's the symbolic equivalent of the Vayne from last game. If that Vayne can pop off, if that Senna can pop off, that's what makes the comeback happen.
I completely agree with that here. It is the battle of the ADCs here. These carries just putting on the pants, doing some work here. But right now, it looks like Aeolios looking for something on Coldenson, but that Everfrost doing some decent work.
Yeah, and Shogat still doesn't really have...
Oh wow, wait, Olaf's going for it on his own. He pops the Ragnarok, taking so much damage. Sterak's is procced as well, and that tick damage from Leandre is doing so much work. The Abyssal Void's there behind, but is it going to mean enough? It is not. What are you doing? They are playing way too aggressive, and it's going to be JDK taking down the Sacrificial Lamb for his Olaf to stay alive. That thick skin does a lot, but it's not going to mean very much. Flashing away into Paragon's waiting arms, and that flash is not the play you were looking for.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what the idea was there. When Olaf ults, he loses a lot of his defenses. So Azir's just like, alright, I'm gonna kill you. And that's kind of what ended up happening, except it was Tahm Kench who ended up going down.
Yep. He was a Sacrificial Lamb for that, but decent damage coming down from Gwen. They're looking for a little bit more. Lexar is there. They're looking for him. They're finding it, and he's going to be done one instantly shut down by by Paragon. And Alcalora able to find that beautiful combo, and Void going to be taken down as well, but Paragon traded in return. On the top side, though, Void, or Aeolios looking for something on Colton's in half health already, but they're just pushing down towers.
Yeah, but again, their wave clear is gone, which means these towers are going to be shredded, and they can't really do anything about these minions.
Zac looking for the solo kill. Solo Bolo has that Grievous Wounds applied to the Olaf, doing so much work with that Let's Bounce, but Tahm Kench is alive, keeping his carry. There goes that Sterak's, though. And
yeah,
wow.
Tahm Kench wasn't up for that pick on the Senna, which means Senna was just a sitting duck for the engage. These the duo is supposed to stay together. They are what make each other
good champions.
Yeah, like it's just so hard for them to play when they're split apart like that, and just because of that, RTT is able to get such leads in this game. I want to see them get a good back and a reset and get a solid Infernal Dragon Bite.
They have money in their pockets. The Kaisa almost on 4 full completed items, 3 sitting in the pockets of that Azir, 3 for the Zac, 2.5 for that Gwen. They are incredibly strong.
Yeah, and it really does come around to who gets on that dragon first, because if the Senna, Tom, and Olaf are there first, it's gonna be very hard for the other team to kind of walk in and get that vision. But it looks like the Alistar is gonna be there first, be able to put those wards down, and when they know where the Senna is and how far away she is from that Tom Kent, they can make their move like they did before and win the game with this next fight if they play cleanly.
Finding these picks on Lexar, that's very, very imperative to winning this game. Guardian already procced as well. That Senna already losing one method of being defended.
Yeah, and both teams grouping up here. You can see Zach going to be around in the corners, around in the back, looking for a big engage. And one thing to point out, the waves are on the side of RTT here. There's going to be supers pushing bot. Azir's actually maybe looking mid to just go for an inhib or something.
They could trade it the third soul point for it, but they're looking for it. They have this. They have the Olaf as well as the set, but they're looking for the play. That's a lot of damage, and Lexar is still alive in the backline, but they're unstoppable coming through. There goes that ultimate. There goes that smite, but Ragnarok not going to be enough to keep him alive. They were able to claim that, but here comes the flash combo. The ADK trying to keep his AD carry alive, but this push not going to do very much without those spheres, and they are going to be forced to run away. They did get the dragon, but at what cost?
Yeah, their front line and back line split up a bit, which means they were able to kill off that front line, but you can see the power of the Senna Tom still there. A huge engage, but Tom can just quickly able to mitigate that. And the carries are going to be able to stay up and collect the CS, but huge thing is Baron is now spawning, Olaf is still dead. We're going to see if RTT are going to quickly burst that down like they did the last one.
They could look for another heist on that Baron. Once again, the Purple Worm could go in their hands, but Coltonson has that feast available to him. Smite available on Olaf in 5 seconds.
That's true. There's a very nice ward right behind their team, so I want to try to see them looking for this. If they can get that big angle on the back line.
They're just shredding it with 2. They're zoning them off. Tom Kent's already taken half HP.
Yeah, it looks like
they're giving it. Cho'Gath's teleporting now.
It's way too late.
It's way too late. Baron claimed up already.
Yeah, and let's see if they make sure to back off this time. Not gonna be.
Not gonna.
Yeah, if they can keep their Baron buffs, it will be pretty huge for them. And it looks like they did learn from their mistake last time and are not gonna give away the lead. They are in a very promising position right now.
Very, very much so there. You know, they have pulled up a gold lead now. It is just over 5k. Very, very strong on their side. And, you know, DU trying to play as well as they can, but they're not able to find those picks on the Senna, or sorry, on the Azir or the Kai'Sa. It's the Senna instead getting caught out. She has finished that GA, however, so it's going to be a lot harder to kill her now.
Yeah, that Guardian Angel is huge. You won't be able to just blow her up instantly. She just needs to make sure she stays with the team. And their team fight is still insanely strong with the amount of range that she has. But it looks like they're going to be able to use their Baron to push up on this top lane. I want to see someone going mid to buff up those minions too. And I think they're just going to be able to...
Gwen is immune, can't be stopped. Even with that scatter the weak. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
She
Gwen.
just takes that power by herself.
Takes the orb, doesn't even matter. That Dark Sphere not doing very much, but the poke damage is coming through now. Aeolio's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, Azir putting the...
Oh, Olaf! Looking for something! There goes the Ragnarok forward. Aeolio's taken very low. Gwen is immune, however, so it doesn't really matter. Flash forward, not able to find the Everfrost onto Raikage, but he's trying to walk away. He's slowed down. There goes the Rupture, but what are you doing? Very, very low, but that Steric Shield is gigantic. Here comes the Scream and Shuffle, and they're finding everything they wanted. They walked way too far without their carries.
Yeah, Olaf just going in by himself. He did a good job of going in, but Azir's able to kite back really easily, and they're just able to kill him off.
Raikage teleported topside. They're pushing, they're getting an inhib mid as well as top. They're doing so much work, they're just trying to 3-wave this.
Yeah, they're just splitting the other team apart. The other team isn't playing together.
There's 3 waves, they're looking for the dive! They're able to find it onto Void and DK. Lexar very low, gonna use that Guardian Angel. Flash forward from Paragon, claiming that Guardian Angel. And it is gonna be a very, very dead Tahm Kench in the base. In the Fountain, gonna be pulled back, but the shutdown gonna come through. Lexar is still alive, looking to try and shut down Raikage. Got not able to find the flash forward. And it is gonna be the end of the game. Instead, no one falling there.
RTT,
and that's 2-0.
Flawless execution, and they are able to win the second game. It is a 2-0, although it felt like a very close series, but RTT is able to pull out the win in the end.
Oh my goodness, that was an incredible, incredible game, and I feel so terrible for the 98% of you who voted for DAO, because all your tokens are going to one man.
Yeah, that is true, that is true. Wait, who was that one guy, actually?
Karthik002.
Oh, all right, sweet.
Ah, true. Very, very happy about claiming up
Actually
those
forgot
tokens.
who I voted for there, but yeah, we take those.
Able to grab those tokens up, very, very happy. And I will start up that player of the game poll once again. But oh my goodness, those plays were crazy. Raikage God finding everything he wanted, some good shuffles, some good kiting. And everyone played well. Paragon also ended the game 9-7 and 14. Well played from everyone on the side of RTT this game. But DAO standing strong. Lexar putting in that work, putting in that damage this game.
Yeah, thinking about the player of the game, I'm not sure who really to give it to. All the players did play really well, and it really came down to, in the end, they're able to pick off that Senna, they're able to pick off that front line by themselves because the other team, there's just a bit too much distance between their front and back line that they weren't able to trade that damage. And because of that, RTTs, they just played really well, they didn't make mistakes, and they're able to pull out the win because of that, simple as that.
Definitely. And Raikage God, that damage was insane. But the Senna on her own did so much work for herself too. Good looks though from the Olaf trying to get those. They were able to get some steals, able to get some objectives, but the team fights just went in favor of RTT once they were able to get onto that back line.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it to the mid laner, just seeing the amount of damage that he output in these fights. He played them fairly well, and because of his insane DPS, they're able to melt that front line in those fights. And even though the back line's alive, in the end, in those late game fights, they weren't really able to do anything.
Definitely. And with that, I think we can go over to a quick break as we do get ready to discuss, everything, the series, how well they played. And this is going to be a fun one, though. Well played 2-0 series in favor of RTT. Very happy the reigning champs claiming that up for themselves, going 3-0 so far this split. Very, very happy with this result. So we'll be right back in a couple minutes, and don't forget to finish voting for your player of the game. All right, everyone, how are we doing tonight? And we got something little special going for us after this little player of the game thingy, but it is going to go to Mr. Alcalora on that Alistar. You know, as a support, I'm a little biased, but we did deliberate. It wasn't just me making this decision. But Alcalora finding those big picks, using that Hex Flash to his advantage, popping off on the Alistar, finding some big summoner spells, finding some big flashes, making some big moves. And what do you think, Karthik, before we do go for a quick little interview?
Yeah, very aggressive Alistar play. That's what you want to see from an Alistar. You want to see him roaming around, getting those picks. And when the game was kind of at a standstill to see who would get the lead, it was actually him that found the Hex Flash pick over the wall onto the center that split apart, which really tore that game open and got them the win in the end. So just a huge performance coming out of it there.
And with that, we are going to go talk to Mr. Paragon and see what he has to say. You know, reigning champ, want to give him a little bit of sunshine here, and we'll be right back. Hello. How are you doing, Mr. Paragon?
You know, doing alright. Doing splendid.
Doing splendid. That's perfect. How'd you guys feel going 3-0 already? Looking strong, another 2-0 series to your belt.
I mean, it's just expected.
Just expected. Fair. But how'd you guys feel throughout the entire game? Because I know game number 1 looked a little shaky in the early, but you guys were able to pull it back, the vein popping off once again.
Yeah, I was feeling confident in the vein pick.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was running it down early, but that's to be expected in vein, so...
Mm-hmm. So what do you have, Karthik? Oh, sorry. Anything you want to ask?
No, that's good.
Yeah, no, just like really good play. I like that you didn't give up, even though you did go behind in that game 1 and pulled out a monster carry performance. Any shout outs to any big plays from your teammates that we may not realize, maybe something in comms?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Elka for doing draft this time around. You know, most of the time I'm doing the drafts, but you know, he took over for me on this one, so I'll put some respect on his name.
Fair.
Shout out to Tenfold. He was holding it down the jungle. We probably would have lost if he didn't jungle gap every game.
Played very well on that Zac. That Zac pickup made Karthik very happy.
I played it to perfection, honestly. Just played really well. But let's talk about you a bit more. What'd you think of like the matches? What made you go with the Vayne and the third pick? That usually you don't see that in the current meta. People usually go for something safer like Jinx or Xayah or Kai'Sa.
Yeah, so like I've just been playing like Vayne recently in like scrims and like yeah, I just kind of win every single match with it. So I was just like, yeah, I'll just play Vayne.
Fair enough.
Really free, and I also just hate playing Jinx.
Yeah.
Like, I played it when she got super OP. I played it too much, and now it's like really bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looked incredible, but that Senna got a little fed, but those picks from Alcalora, who was the shot caller this game, or for game number 2? Because those plays were pretty great.
It was Elka and Tenfold for sure. I don't really say anything. I just kind of sit there and farm up.
Mm-hmm. So some big calls from Alcalora and Tenfold in that jungle, making things happen, running around the map, and overall, great things coming from both of those players. But do you have anything else to say towards any of the teams in LRS Premade before we do end for the night?
Yeah, they can drop out now. We already are winning the league, so
Mm-hmm.
no reason to keep on going.
No reason to keep it going. All right. So, looking happy. Very...
Yeah, we're winning it all. Again. Back, baby on baby.
All right. And that's pretty great coming from you. So, Mr. Paragon, looking for another season victory. Are you looking for that perfect record?
Of course. I mean, it's to be expected. What can I say?
All you
We're just
guys, yeah.
expecting to never drop a game.
Guys are looking very strong coming in so far, 3-0, week number 3. Not even close. Every game looking great from you guys. And with that, I'm going to end the stream tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. Tomorrow, we have LTS, Diamond coming in tomorrow. It's going to be great. Valorant all weekend. And don't forget to join us for Let's Talk Legends on Sunday. So have a great night, everyone, and take care. We'll have a great stream tomorrow. Have a great night.